All right, we are live again after yesterday's holiday, MLK Day and the inauguration day. I thought about going live, but I'm like, I think everybody's watching TV right now. So we gave everybody a holiday here and we just did some creative work in the back, which is what I'm going to talk about today. Um, so we have got a little competition going on between some unbelievable content creators, some video short film makers. We've got 10 editors working on a 1 minute promotional for the Daily Parks and Rec show. You will start to see some of these posted on our Facebook, on our LinkedIn, on our X. We're just kind of putting them out there a little bit. This is version ones, and we're asking for feedback from the community. Don't even think I introduced the show. Let me start there. This is Craig LeBlanc with the Daily Parks and Rec show every day, 5 days a week, live weekdays, 12 noon Eastern, bringing to you all things parks and recreation. Um, the park systems of America are the soul of our communities, keeping us outdoors and at a time when it seems like everything is keeping us indoor. And really appreciate everything they're doing for us. So if you see someone working at a Parks and Rec, your Park and Rec director, superintendent, grass cutter, coaches, concession stands, you name it, just please give them a thank you and that you really appreciate the work they're doing in our communities. So with that being said, we are now, as I have promised, uh, really trying to create a media company for Parks and Rec. And so what does every good media company have? Of course, we've got editing, video creation, a lot of artists. And so we really want to bring on to the team full-time artists that create content for the Parks and Rec community for all the different things that we need to explain and expound upon and raise awareness around. And so some of the hot topics that we've talked about raising awareness are, of course, career choices. If considering parks and recreation as a career path, as a career choice, as a college degree, or working yourself from the bottom up, and the quality of life that it gives its members. People that work in Parks and Rec love it. They spend most of their life here. It doesn't seem to have hardly any churn rate, and it's because people just find a lot of fulfillment in keeping our cities and communities beautiful and thriving and playing their part and leaving a legacy in building and maintaining the park systems of America throughout each little town, every little city, suburb, the rural areas. And so we want to raise awareness around to college students, professors that teach this, universities that teach to parks and recreation about considering parks and recreation as a career path. And so that is one of our one of the areas of content we want to create around. We also want to create content around maintenance, maintaining these facilities from field maintenance to pool maintenance to groundskeeping to community, you name it, whether it's a splash pad or anything else. On Mondays, starting, my goal is to every Monday, starting the first Monday in February, we will be specifically around maintenance. And so right now, I'm trying to put together the team. Right now, there's three of us, three and a half of us working on this, three full timers, and we're getting ready to pull on a fourth. And we have a team of 10 video editors, all in a little competition to create a 1 minute video kind of explaining what we do. What's the heart of Parks and Rec? What's the mission of Parks and Rec? Explain what the Daily Parks and Rec is. We kind of give them creative license to do what they want, whether it's a cartoon, whether it's AI generated, whether using all the latest and greatest tools and softwares to do this. And I think they're doing a fantastic job, actually. And we're all just kind of getting familiar with introducing these content creators to the world of Parks and Rec and how we're going to create content for this community. So I would love if you would get on if you're on the Facebook group, if you're not on LinkedIn, they're all different. So if the video on our LinkedIn page is different than the video on our Facebook page, is different than the video on our Facebook group, is different than the video on our X. So if you want to see all 6 or 7, 8 videos that we have out right now, as they're being finished. Competition's not over. We're just trying to get some feedback to give back to the artists for their next round of video creation. But if you want to see them all, you'll have to go on different platforms to see them. Please like them. Actually, it's even if you don't like them, if you don't mind, give us some feedback. Does this represent uh, the daily the daily Parks and Rec show? Does this represent the um, Parks and Rec community well? And what would you like to see differently, or that maybe even what's the next piece of content you'd like to see us create for the Parks and Rec community? Um, the two that we're working on right now is, of course, the show, what it is, what we do, where you can see us, but also on career path, and this would be for students, college age, universities, professors, stuff like that. Trying to raise awareness around that. That's all career path driven content, and the other one's going to be content around maintenance. So if there's any other ideas that you'd like to see, whether it's splash pad, whether it's oh, I know a good one. How about sports? What do they call that? Hold on. Someone just told me what that was called. I think it was Jared. Oh, recreation league programming. So we probably would want to do something as we get a better and better team around us, and we get more interviews under programming, rec league programming, that kind of stuff, organizing sports in your community for your Parks and Rec. I'd like to do some videos on that. I think that would be really cool. Just because you've got a lot of images of kids playing uh, t-ball, softball, soccer, you name it. I think that could be some good stuff there. So that would be another good one. Any other suggestions you have, just put them in the comment sections of all of our platforms. We're on Facebook, LinkedIn, X, Instagram. I think we're on there, but we're still struggling to figure that one out. The big ones for us right now are Facebook and LinkedIn. Trying to push something on X, but I'm not sure a lot of the Parks and Rec community is on X. But if you're not, they actually we are this is posting live on X right now on the Parks and Rec, the Daily Parks and Rec Show account. The um, Facebook group and the Facebook page and the LinkedIn page are too young since we just started those. And so if you're seeing this on Facebook or LinkedIn, this live, you're on my personal accounts. And I'd say by the end of January, those accounts should be mature enough. Facebook needs us to be, I think, 2 months old and have a certain amount of followers, which we do. And we're getting there on LinkedIn. So please give us some feedback on those videos. We want y'all to be a part of the creative process. We're putting together quite a team. My goal is to have 20 to 30 full-time employees for the daily Parks and Rec show, from editors, sound engineers, producers, social media managers. We really want to do a great job representing Parks and Recreation for America, for the Parks and Rec industry, and just really do a good job getting the word out and creating some excellent pieces of content. And that being said, if you are, I may have found a funding source. So let's go to funding. How do we fund all this? Who's going to pay for all this 20 to 30 employees for this media company that I'm dreaming up here? Well, currently I'm paying for it as a passion project. And so I'll probably be able to fund the first couple employees and everything that we're doing probably for the first quarter, second quarter of 2025. But eventually I'd be looking for funding sources. Here's the ideas that we have so far on funding. And a lot of this has come from y'all. So here we go. I've already had some vendors approach me that would like to advertise with us, and we may do that, and we may continue to do that. We're still open to it. I'm not necessarily wanting to be a full-time billboard. I'd rather stay focused on the creative, on the artistic, on creating the content as much as possible. One of you recommended the Girl Scout cookie model, which is the Girl Scouts. You don't think of them as cookie sales people or, excuse me, like a cookie company. You don't think of the Girl Scouts as a cookie company. However, they sell $800 million a year worth of cookies. So the thought was, what is our Girl Scout cookie? What is some product that we could um, that the whole community needs that we could say, hey, buy our doggy station was one of the ideas from one of the other directors, or buy our 8-foot table. I was in, I made that light for a decade and sold thousands of those to a lot of the park systems. It's just a workhorse light that goes 100,000 hours. It uses all the best components. I'm a lighting engineer. I engineered that. So sold that company out of that stage of my life, but I still have all the contacts so that I could use the sales of that light to fund the channel as an idea. So that's kind of where we were. And then as I started to edit and build some of these videos, I had some of you say, well, I'd like a video for our park department. Can you make me a 1-minute video? And I said, well, let me finish putting the team together, and maybe that would allow us to be what we're trying to be as a media company. Whereas if I get into selling other products that pull us a little away from being a media company, that's just more energy and talent towards something that isn't the core of what we're trying to build, which is a media company that represents and produces content for the Parks and Rec community, which is what I'd like to stay more or less focused on. So that was an idea that came to us from the community. So we would certainly, let me get a few of these videos out and get feedback from the community. But if you would like to be one of our first, I will actually offer the first Parks and Rec. So here we go. Here's an offer. Here's an offer to uh, the Parks and Rec community of America. If you would like me to create a 1-minute video for your parks system that you could put on your website or your social media page, the Daily Parks and Rec Show will do one for free. All you have to do is reach out to me in the comment section, or reach out to me, hit me up in the DMs. First come, first serve. Whoever would like a free 1-minute video done by the Daily Parks and Rec Show, we will do that. Probably, I could probably get on that next week. Um, and you can see kind of the stuff that we're doing now as an example of what we could do for your community. If that's interesting to you, yeah, I think that would be something great. And then that would that would give us, that would allow us to stay focused on content creation as being our talent pool of everybody at Parks and Rec, and keep us on mission. Okay, so next, I would like to thank, we've got a little new thing coming, and I want to try to do this every day, but we'll see. A critique of the day. So Ashley Coulter, Deputy Park Director at the City of Frankfort Parks, Kentucky, gave a great critique. And this is the kind of critiques we need to make the show better. She says, I love the little YouTube shorts. Maybe it has to be this way, but the little post on Facebook that says something about, if you want to stream like this, use this platform. She says that seems kind of spammy to me. Maybe be better suited posted in the comments. I don't know um, if the show is getting more views or stuff like that. So that's a great comment. Anything like that, I'm going to see what I can do, if it's possible to even eliminate that, or where that's coming from. But anything like that, you see the colors off, the sounds off. I wish I would talk more about this. When are y'all going to start making it? Like any of these comments at all from the community are gold to us. This is what we thrive on. This is what we create around, basically build what the community wants. And so it's very important for us to hear from the community about the kind of show they'd like to see, the kind of content they'd like to hear us create around, so that we can make sure we're producing things and putting our effort and our talent and artistic creative abilities towards things that are valuable to the community. And that's all coming from the comment section. So if you're on one of our platforms and you see us produce something, please give us a comment, a critique, and it doesn't have to be all positive and fluffy. It can, anything at all that's constructive that we can take back to the workshop and kind of tweak it a little bit and make it 1 or 2 or 3% better. And we'll just keep getting better and better and better. And in 3-6 months, maybe in a year, I think we're going to have quite an amazing team producing exactly what the community wants. And we will always have our ear to the ground listening to the community, um, making adjustments and producing stuff that we feel like is valuable to y'all. All right, so I think that's all I have for now. We've got a great show scheduled tomorrow. Tomorrow we have let me make sure. Hold on. Here we go. Okay. Tomorrow we have Jacob Stevens, and he is coming from Homewood, and he is going to be um, number one. Jacob wants to make a podcast, so I want to help him with that. Number two, though, he is a maintenance specialist. And so we're going to talk all about maintenance. We're going to talk about automation inside of maintenance. We're going to talk about robots coming into Parks and Rec. He's already got four doing the work, painting fields, cutting fields. The robots are coming. And lots of other funny stories that he's going to have for us. That's tomorrow. So don't miss tomorrow's show with Jacob Stevens from Homewood. It's over in Alabama. It's a suburb of Birmingham, Alabama. Gorgeous city. I used to live there for about a year with my company that I had. I opened up a satellite office over there. Retired from that, but beautiful city. If you haven't been to Birmingham, please take a visit. Um, so Jacob's going to be on the show tomorrow from 11 to 12. It's going to be exciting. Please tune in and the live and tell us how we're doing, what we can do better, and what you'd like to hear from Jacob. I also have 3 phone calls tomorrow with Eric Banks, Kelly Schmidt, Tommy Curtin, and then I've got 3 phone calls today. Courtney Fox, Gabby Vera, and Don Crawford all speaking with me today. These are people that are potential guests on the show. They're everybody I talk to is contributing. I'm now pretty much talking to 3 directors, superintendents, professionals in Parks and Rec. And I'm trying to interview at least, I'm open to interviewing 1 a day. But right now we've got Jacob coming on Wednesday. Thursday, we've got Caitlin Haynes, and Friday we got Chris Cotton. So on a short week, we're hitting 3 out of 4 days with interviews, and I think we are stacked up. Tuesday, 3 calls. Wednesday, 3 calls. 2 calls on Thursday. 2 calls on Friday. So our little machine's starting to work as far as getting people active in the Daily Parks and Rec show, getting a lot of feedback from y'all. And all of these phone calls, I'm asking the basic questions like, what do you what do you see as the mission of Parks and Rec? Why are you in Parks and Recreation? Is there anything that you've specialized or is passionate about that you feel like you could speak on at a high level? Um, and then, of course, I ask people about the topics they'd like to hear covered, like career path and like, reaching out to students and professors in colleges and having them come on the show and just speak more about the work that they're doing at the university level. And then also on our maintenance, we're working on grant stuff. So I will eventually get that organized. I need to get a producer. So after I get my video editor, I will probably get a full-time producer. Right now I'm doing all the production. I've got a few people in mind. But anyway, love doing this. This has been such a blast. Thank you all for allowing me to do this. And thank you, Shonda, for encouraging me to do this, among other people that have, in the early days reached out and said I should build a media company, a daily podcast or something for the Parks and Rec community. I love it. I love working. I can't pick of a better community to represent and to help raise awareness around, and appreciate all the love and support that I've gotten from the community. And I will keep working hard for y'all every day and bringing on new team members. Let me know what we can do better. Again, this is Craig LeBlanc with the Daily Parks and Rec show every day, 11 to 12. Well, 11 to whenever we finish. Weekdays, 12 noon Eastern. We will see y'all here again tomorrow. Y'all make sure you go check out those 1-minute videos across all our platforms and give us some feedback on that, what we can do better. Love you guys. See y'all tomorrow. Thanks.